Hey guys, LongHaul Larry, and my daughter has driven over from Minnesota, and she's come over here to help me, assist me with some stuff. And while she is here, she has not had AC in her car this year. So we've had it checked out. The AC compressor shot in it, so we have a used AC compressor. These things are super expensive for this car. I went to go buy a new one for her, and it was $450 for the AC compressor in this thing. It's a Hyundai. I don't know how to pronounce it. Something like that. But, so we actually found one out of a junkyard, and it's 50 bucks, and we're just going to drop this one in it. But I did buy a new condenser for it, and a whole new gasket kit. I'm going to replace all the gaskets, put this new AC compressor into it, and put a new condenser in it. Well, I've never torn apart a Hyundai, whatever it's called, before, so I'm working on that. The problem is the condenser is in front of the radiator, and I've taken off all the little plastic mount stuff, the little tabs for this, but this still does not want to come out. I think I figured it out. I've been messing with it a little bit, and sorry about all the movement around, but it looks like you stick a pry bar up in the front of here and just work it around, and it looks like there's tabs, and this will pop apart. And eventually it'll come pop loose, and then that needs to come out, and the condenser is right behind this, so I got to get this out. So that's what I'm working on, just doing a little simple AC job, something not too strenuous that I can just mess around with. And got my little stool out here. I'm gonna sit here and putz with the thing. So I already put a vacuum on it. There was no Freon in it. I checked that, and I put a vacuum on it, and it will not even hold at all. But we know the AC compressor is shot in it, so we're gonna replace that. And while I'm doing this, I'm gonna do the condenser, all the gasket set, replace all the O-rings, put a new AC compressor in there, fill it with peg oil, and then I'll pull a vacuum on it and see what it does. Alrighty, so I have found working on a Hyundai, things bolt together and snap together and such. So I have figured out how to get this condenser out. I was looking at this big metal brace here going across here and thinking, well, most cars, those are permanent. You cannot remove those and everything else. Well, this one, no. There was 4 bolts, and this whole metal brace just comes out of the way. And then you can get this out around here. And then the stupid hood latch will stay out of the way for a second. You can just pull that up. See, my AC lines here are tangled up in this. Let's see, we twist and we turn, ta-da! We say ta-da. That's how that comes out. Oh wow, this one's different. Now, I actually had an issue. She's pretty plugged up. A lot of the vents are just plugged, so it's good I got a new one. But I actually was getting all the parts, and when you change a major component of the AC system, like we're going to change the AC compressor, you always need to change out the dryer. Well, this car does not have a dryer, and I couldn't figure it out. The parts guy couldn't figure it out, and we actually went on to YouTube at the parts place and punched it up for this car and found out that the dryer is actually right here. And basically there's a little hex deal inside there. Put a hex bead, it's I think a 10 millimeter, and with a ratchet on there, and this whole thing turns out. And then there is a sock. There is basically a paper sock that sits down inside of this tube. And it sits the length of that tube, and it's basically full of like kitty litter or something, whatever is inside there. And that's supposed to suck the moisture out of the AC system. So, and to get that new sock to put in here was 55 bucks. And I asked for the price of the whole condenser here, and it was $100. And I said, does it come with a new dryer or whatever? And he said, I don't know. And so they ordered both of them in, and we opened it up in the store, and sure enough, it has a new one in. So I said, okay, let's just replace the whole thing. So we're just going to replace that one and put the new one in, clean everything up, put new O-rings, and snap a lot of plastic pieces back together. Hey guys, we are back on the Hyundai Elantra. And my daughter's car, working on her AC. I was actually out here almost till about 2 in the morning. Hang on, let me put this thing on to hold the hood up. Almost out here till about 2 in the morning, Eastern time. I'm the Upper Peninsula up here. We're actually in the Eastern time zone. But it was almost 2 in the morning, and we did actually get the new compressor. That's a new used one. Got that mounted in there. I got the condenser put in and everything. And I got the lines, all new O-rings and everything all put in and all lubricated and everything tightened up and stuff. I got to say one thing. People who work on Hyundais have very small hands. It's a very tight situation. So we got it all sealed up, and I just wanted to get it that far to make sure no like bugs or nothing crawled up inside the EC lines or nothing like that. And everything is all put together and stuff. The only thing I have left is back there. By the expansion valve back there. It's not back on the firewall behind there. It's just a little square box. I did not get a new one of those. That's really the only part that we're not replacing, I guess, at the moment. And hopefully everything works. And if it doesn't, well, then I'll have to go get another one of those mounted up. But I am going to pull off the lines there and replace the O-rings. Figure I got the whole O-ring kit. Might as well replace them, right? So I'm going to quick do that. And then I got to plug in the AC compressor. See, I didn't plug in the wires before I went to bed. And then I could put on the belt back on. And then we're ready to hook up the vacuum pump to it and set a vacuum on it and see if it holds vacuum. And if it does, then we'll charge it and fire it up and see what happens. Well guys, we got a vacuum pulled on this, and it's actually been sitting on it for a couple hours. And it's holding right perfect. So, don't have any leaks or nothing. So we're going to close off our ports now. Well, we already had these closed, sorry. We got to close off this one here in the car. This is your high over here. So we're going to seal that off. But we're going to leave the low hooked up because we're going to add refrigerant now. So I got the chart because my chart is out at the shop and stuff, and it's about 95, I'd say here, wouldn't you? So 95 degrees. We're looking for 45 to 55 psi on the low side, and 275 to 300 on the high side. So now I'm going to start the car up and turn the AC up. Turn this AC on, and I got to disconnect my line that's on the vacuum pump and hook it to this. This is what I couldn't find. I couldn't find this little adapter, so my daughter had to run to, with the side-by-side, had to run into Calumet to an auto parts place and get this little adapter. It wasn't in my kit for some reason. So I'm going to hook it up and get started. Alright, got the car running. Got our bottle hooked up, but we got to pierce it. So we just twist this down in. You'll hear a little and we can just open it up. And you can see inside the gauge here, that's all the freons go shooting in there. There goes the AC compressor, just kicked on. So I looked this up, and it's right here is the thing. It takes 1.16 to 1.27 pounds, 16 ounces in a pound, should be 18 something ounces at a minimum. So there's 12 ounces, so it's gonna be around 1.5 cans to 2 cans. There she goes, the engine fan's kicking on. There we go, Freon's done. Alright, we're running at 45 on the low. My daughter seems to think it's about 85 here. On our watch it says that. On my temperature gauge on the side of the house it says it's like 90 something. Oops. So we're looking at 45 to 55. Right now we're at 45. And we can check out the high. We can open up into the port for the high. We're at 250. So 250 is high. That's on the high for the high side. And we're at 45 for the low. Climbing a little bit. We're getting up to 260. We're gonna add a little bit more. Or anything left in here. I'll go shoot it in there. There we go. See what she feels like. Cool. What are you doing? While I'm doing the AC, she's polishing her headlights since I have them out. They look crystal clear, don't they? They get this way, they look like this while you're going through the process. Well, the guys, my daughter sat over here with a polishing kit. When she ran and got that AC adapter thing, she grabbed a headlight polisher kit. And she polished up her headlights. Kind of like what I do. And this side was really bad. It was really hazed up, really bad. And so she got this side all, it's pretty good. She got them back pretty good. So there we go. So now it's got AC and it's got some clear headlights so she can see where she's going and stay a little cooler. Cool. So I'm going to let you guys go. I hope everybody out there is having themselves a great day, great night. So watch this here video. And if you're not, certainly try that all over again tomorrow. Catch you guys later. Bye.